and I've got 5 tubs of various types of soil in it. I've got ordinary topsoil, etc. I will now demonstrate how it works, and it's quite simple. You don't have to dig into the ground, you just simply lean on it, press it into the ground, wiggle it around to make the size hole you want, give it a little twist, and out comes the soil, and you've got a hole in the ground. When you want to discharge the soil, a little shake and it falls out. If you want to, once you've got your plant in the ground, you can just tamp it round. Now that is sharp sand, really sharp coarse sand, which flows quite easily. I've now got some softer sand, and the same thing happens there. You can just lean on it. If it's a bit stiff, you can just lean on it. You don't have to dig and heave your joints about. Just carefully stick it in the ground, give it a little twist at the bottom so it cracks it at the bottom, and you lift it out and you've got a lovely perfect hole for which you can just pop your plant in, and it just shakes out quite simply. Okay, we can go with some peat, which is just straightforward peat. If you want to put plants in peat pots, this is just the same demonstration. You can just press it in the ground and so on, make your hole, and just keep pushing it around like until you know you've got a nice round hole. Give it a little twist and out comes your peat. You can shake it and out it falls. Right, okay, and you can tamp it down. Right, now I'll start to demonstrate this particular one because it's clay soil, topsoil and peat mixed, because I'm trying to show you a various types of soil. Lift it out and you've got your hole again. Just shake it out back in the ground. Simple, quite simple. It will be very handy if the soil is prepared quite recently, or even today if you want to do, but within the last fortnight, and the soil is prepared, cleaned, and it'll make the job even easier, it'll make the tool work even better. Now this particular pot here has got some rubbishy soil in it, hard lumps of clay, bits of stone, bits of weed. Not particularly the best things to put a plant in, but I'll try to explain and to describe how it will work. It's a bit clayey, it's a bit wet, a bit sticky, and you have to press it in and give it a stick and clean, right? And then you twist it, and on this occasion it might not come out. No, it won't. It's very sticky clay, very sticky clay. So you simply just unscrew it, give it a little push, and out it comes. And as you can see, it's a bit wet and clay, but you can still plant your plants in the ground with it, and you can get the soil out. But naturally, you wouldn't really plant your plants in wet, mucky, horrible clay soil. Just want a bit more weight on there. Just tap the soil out, which is quite easy. You can shake it, but I have a habit of tapping it. Use that as a balance stick. Get your plant, and you can press it into the ground. Put your soil back round it. Tamp round it. You don't have to do it very hard because it's gone in nice and firm. And there's your flower, all done and nicely done. As a further demonstration, just press it into the ground. And as I said previous, if the ground is prepared and the softer and the fluffier it is, the better results you get. But this ground today is rather wet and claggy, but it's still working exceptionally well. Just crack it, lift it out of the ground. This one's a bit clay, but it's coming out. And we all know what clay is like to work in. I've tried to give a demonstration of all types of soils, so that you get a good idea how it works. Use that again as a rest. Pop your plant in the ground. Spread your soil around. You can tamp it, and your plant's in there nice and firm. Right. Now the next plant, you know where the soil is, where it finishes, so you know you're not going to chop the roots, and you can do the next one. Wind your hole in like that, so you know you've got a nice clean wall to the hole. Give it a twist, take it out, knock your soil out, and it does it with the stones in it. Look, it lifts the stones out, it lifts all the mud. It's clay and sticky, but it still works. I can then lean on it to balance, so you can bend over quite comfortably and put your flower in the hole. Spread your soil around And we all know how awkward and messy it is when you do plants in sticky ground, but this tool makes it so simple. You can take it out, the plunger out, hold it up the top there with your hand. You can then press all the way around if you think the soil is a bit soft in dry conditions. Thump it down, rake it about, and you can use the bottom end as a plunger, or just thump it down. You then just put it back. I can never remember. Just screw it up. Yes, I'll just wash the worst off to start with, just so it's clean, so I don't get my clothes dirty. I mean, just shake it about, and it's extremely strong. I exercise about 3 times a week, and I think I'm quite strong. And this is how strong it is. But I can hardly bend it. I can't bend it and break it, and I've done this several times in previous demonstrations. But now to wash and clean it, just unscrew it so the plunger is loose, put it in a bucket of water with a bottom, hold it at a slight angle, and just use the pump action, and it, without splashing your face. Sorry. And it will clean it up for you. The plunger is nice and clean, it's nice and clean inside, and you just screw it up, wash it a bit, get a cloth, rinse your hands because I've got my latex gloves on, get a cloth and just wipe it clean, wipe the water off it. This has been used for several demonstrations and been very successful. It's oil-based material, so it doesn't rust or rot, and you simply hang it up in your shed or your garage or garden shed, ready for the next day's use or when you want to use it again.